Cheers, big ears. Happy New Year's. What the fuck? I'm literally, usually this time on New Year's I'm probably already drunk. It's 7:30, but no. Very different New Year's this year, but I wanted to do this anyway because I feel like calling myself up actually lifts my spirits a lot. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do a get ready with me, even though I am so not in the mood right now because the anxiety is hot, because I just feel like where I live right now is literally riddled. Like COVID is everywhere. I feel like everywhere kind of is at the moment, but like I feel like it's like lockdown in March again, but like this time I feel like in March it was kind of just like scared, like everyone was scared, but I feel like I literally haven't really been scared at all the past few, and now I just know so many people who've had to get tested, or people who've tested positive, or heard of people who've tested positive, and then I just think when it's like so much closer to home it's like really fucking scary. But happy New Year's anyway, at least for 2021. I feel like there's end in sight. I feel like hopefully we'll get a summer. I feel like 2020 has taught me to just not give a fuck about that and not place my happiness, or like let my happiness depend on external factors such as like holidays or like whatever. So you know what, whatever happens. That's how I'm going into this year. Put up a question box. Okay, I'll start from the very start. The first question, a great one to be honest. Would you get with girls? Yes, I've kissed girls and stuff before. I've never had sex with a girl, but I think this year, all year, taught me I'm definitely attracted to women. So there we go. Yeah, but why do I always up with men? Because I hate myself, and liking men is a form of self-hatred. So yeah. Favorite makeup products. Favorite makeup products. Okay, so because I'm doing my makeup right now and I'm putting my foundation on, I love the Fenty Beauty, anything Fenty Beauty really. I use the foundation, I use the match sticks for contour, and I use the Gloss Bomb lip gloss as well. So yeah, kind of pretty much anything Fenty. I'm Rihanna's like dream customer, although it did annoy me when I ordered off Savage. I had to get it shipped from America, and I wanted to buy a good few bits, and say my order came to like 180 or something, and the shipping was going to be like 30, and I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever, it's from America. But then they added on customs with the cost, and it was like 50 euro, and I was like, okay, no, because then I was like, that's basically like 80 euro for shipping. So I was just like, no. Also took so long to come from the States, so that was kind of annoying, but that's nothing got to do with my makeup. Let me move on to the next question. How do you deal with negative thoughts? Love you, by the way. Therapy? No, but for real, my therapist gave me a really good piece of advice recently, and I feel like anytime now I get a negative thought, I try to say this to myself. My therapist always says, treat your negative thoughts, like intrusive thoughts even, like hot potatoes. And she said, would you hold on to a hot potato? Like, would you keep a hot potato in your hand? And I said, obviously no, because that would be sore. And now I kind of feel like, I mean, obviously that's easier said than done, like to not engage with the thoughts as they're coming in. Much easier said than done. But now I try to at least always say to myself when I have a negative thought, like, what purpose does this serve me? Also another thing I usually try and tell myself, this isn't true, like this is just a thought, like it's actually not fact, like it's just my insecurities most of the time. And then usually they just kind of pass. And that's another thing I always do. I always tell myself like this will pass. Another thing I always do is I journal. I feel like most of my journaling, I try to be more consistent with it like lately, and like definitely over this year, and like try and journal my good days as well, because sometimes then when you look back and you've literally only journaled about bad days, it's like, oh my god, my life is depressing. But it's really just because I feel like most of the time when I journal, I'm only journaling about the bad days. So but yeah, I feel like journaling is a great one because it kind of gets thoughts like out of your head and onto the piece of paper. Journal. Oh, meditation helps as well. Ambitions for 2021. Honestly, I literally I don't, should we have ambitions for this year? Is that jinxing it? No, I think it's still good to have ambitions no matter what circumstances. I think one of my biggest goals for this year is to become self-employed, at least by the end of the year, like be completely self-employed. Obviously I make money off Instagram and stuff now, and definitely like increased a lot in definitely the second half of the year especially as well. And then I started my brand, so I think I just want to continue to build on all of that, and then eventually by the end of the year be able to be self-employed and just work for myself, because I love my job, but sometimes I feel like I can't dedicate as much time as I would like to my own passions, because I work 5 days a week. So that's probably my biggest ambition. What's my other ambition? I don't know. I think my other ambition is just to continue on with everything that I'm doing in terms of like journaling, spirituality. I'd like to travel. Hopefully we'll be able to travel. Oh, and get really good at roller skating. I know I'm good at the moment. I know I'm good. No, but just get like keep roller skating and just keep having fun with it. And I don't know, just like see where that takes me, because I genuinely love it, and I'm so fucking grateful that I started roller skating this year, because genuinely, not to get like shit from my life, but I think it literally in so many ways like saved me. Like it helped me make so many friends. It's given me opportunities. Like, so yeah, I'm just really grateful for roller skating, and I want to honestly just be the best at it. So yeah, that's my ambitions for 2021. But I said in my post that I put up tonight, my little reel that I did of the whole year, I was like, we're going into 2021 with 0 expectations, just vibe and just appreciation for the motherfucking present moment, because literally anything can be stripped away from you like that. I feel like that this year has just taught us that, because like like day after day and month after month, like things were just like stripped away from us. Like you can't plan anything. So yeah, I feel like I have ambitions, but like I'm not dependent on my ambitions for my happiness, if that makes sense. So yeah, favorite quick and easy vegan meal, the curry that I always make on my channel. I think that would probably be it. It's maybe not that quick, maybe actually yeah, it's pretty easy because I just use a curry paste. So yeah, probably that. What's your favorite podcast at the moment? My favorite podcast moment. Okay, so there was a few weeks when we were in lockdown the last time where I had to do 2 days a week working from home. What was the question? Oh my god, what was the question? What was your podcast? Yeah, so I find it really hard to concentrate, so wow, I got so sidetracked there. Basically, when I was working from home, I would listen to loads of podcasts. Somebody recommended BBC Desert Island Discs, and fuck me, it's so good. Oh my god, like they interview so many interesting people. I think before it was a podcast, or actually I think it's still on the radio, and now they've just put it on a podcast as well. But I listened to one with like Nile Rodgers, Stella McCartney, oh Louis Theroux's one was great as well. Such interesting people with like really interesting lives, and like it just made you like be like whoa. So definitely that. But then also another one that somebody recommended is okay, I can't remember the name, but I'm gonna look into it because and I'll put it on the screen, because they did an episode on Princess Diana, and like this was just before the new series of The Crown came out. Well, they'd done it way before, but when I was listening to it, it was just before the latest series of The Crown came out, and like fuck me, it was so interesting. Like she had the saddest life. So I want this blend. And I was way darker. I mean, I'm going to my fucking kitchen, who gives a shit anyway. I was like, you know what, no, I give a shit. I give a fucking shit. I'm just gonna dress up as if I would if I was actually going out, but I actually don't care how I look now. The next question is, if you could give advice to you last year on how to manage 2020. Fucking therapy, bitch. Yeah, therapy, crying. Like, don't place your happiness on future events. Don't place your happiness on external items. Don't place your... Just go within if you want to feel happy. Stop thinking so much about what other people think of you. Just be yourself, and know that once you're doing the best that you absolutely can, and you know you're not harming anybody, like being yourself, then just be happy and live your best life. Just do you, just be happy. Stop putting other people's happiness before your own. Like I feel like definitely last year I was too afraid to let people down, like too afraid of hurting other people's feelings, instead of putting my own first. And then I think that led me to kind of build a lot of resentment, and also feel very unhappy for a long period of time. Definitely more last year and the start of this year. But yeah, honestly, my biggest advice for myself managing 2020 would just be take everything day by day. Literally all we have is 24 hours. Just like act like every single day is all that you have. Like there's literally, especially with COVID, I feel like COVID has taught me so much to live in the present moment. Like nothing is promised, nothing is guaranteed. You have plans and they go ahead. Just enjoy them. Like, if you are happy in a moment, just fucking enjoy it. If you're sad in a moment, fucking enjoy that too. I literally hate this makeup so much. Oh my god, like, why is that so bad? Anyway, next question. Advice for first time roller skaters. Got a pair for Christmas, don't know where to start. Honestly, my best advice is just get the fuck on them every single day. Like, get out on them every single day. Like, the first few weeks now, I still skate pretty much every day, but like, I'm not as like hard on myself if I miss a day. But like, when I first started, I was literally on my skate every single fucking day. Now I know it was much like, I started at the end of August, so it was still kind of summery. Like, there was still some days where it was like bright out until late in the evening, and it was also much warmer and the roads were much drier. Yeah, just literally get on them every day. Even if you can't get outside anywhere, like, if you can find a small spot in your house where you can literally just even practice like on the spot things, like that's what I did. As soon as the weather started to get bad, I would just practice in my kitchen, practice like mainly on the spot stuff kind of indoors, and then when I got outdoors, I'd be able to like expand what I was doing and with the indoor stuff. Watch tutorials. I feel like I'm such a practical learner, so I found and still find tutorials pretty hard, but I think even if you're not going to like strictly follow it, just to kind of have an idea of how to actually do things in your head, and then you can kind of work around it. Like, I'm not a practical learner. It's where like my friend Alba, she loves tutorials because she's a real practical learner, so she always found them really helpful. And then she would kind of, if I was doing something wrong, she would kind of say to me, no, I learned this from the tutorial, so that helps too. So maybe even like try and find someone to skate with would be another thing, I would say, because then you can kind of help each other with like things as well. But if not, just as I said, watch tutorials, practice every day. Don't be too hard on yourself at the beginning also. Like, it literally took me, I would say, maybe like 2 to 3 months to feel like really comfortable on my skates, and then like it's only now that I feel like I would call myself like good, you know. So yeah, just patience and consistency and hard work. I feel like that's probably advice for pretty much anything, but that's my advice. How to distract mind from dangerous thoughts. Thank you for helping us through lockdown. That is so cute. I'm glad I have been able to help people through lockdown, because I don't even know how, but yeah. I'm distracting from dangerous thoughts, I would say hobbies, journaling as well. I know I said that sometimes I think it's more important not to distract yourself, unless obviously suicidal thought, but maybe then pick up the phone, call somebody just to talk. Journal I think is the best one, because then you're not avoiding the thought either. Like, I think if you avoid the thought and try and push it away, it's only going to come back or manifest in another way. So I definitely think journaling would be my best one, but if that's too hard, I just think get outside, like fresh air. I don't think people actually realize the value of fresh air. Like, if I'm having a shit day and then I go and skate on my road for like 20 minutes, I'm like, oh my god, my anxiety is cured. Does your lower back hurt? Any particular of your part of your bod hurt when you skate all day? I've never noticed my lower back unless I've fallen or something. My legs sometimes hurt. Then that, no, not really. I mean, I think when I started at first, my legs would be a bit sore sometimes, but like, other than that, unless I've had a fall, then no, not really. How do you get over the fear of flat out rejection? Honestly, I saw something this year which said rejection is only redirection. Every time I get rejected, which I actually feel like is a lot for me, I feel like people want to get to know me, and then they get to know me, and then they're like, oh wait, she's batshit crazy, and then they reject me. But that's fine, and I just tell myself, you know what, they obviously weren't worthy of me anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, rejection is just redirection. Oh, something else, not everything is always about us. So if somebody rejects you, honestly, a lot of the time I feel like we just convince ourselves like we're the problem, but most of the time I feel like it's people's own insecurities, or else like people's own shit that they're going through. That's what I just try and tell myself. Favorite Irish political party? Literally none of them, they're all shit. Where did you find tips for how to get started with roller skating? Trying to avoid paying for lessons. I wouldn't pay for lessons. Like, you can literally, I taught myself 100%. There's so much online as well. I follow Umi, I think her name is. I'll put her tag in. Kels, Jules, Mariah, like so many people have like Instagram tutorials, like short ones, and that works for my concentration. But if you want longer ones, like there's so many on YouTube as well. Like, you literally do not need to pay for lessons. Someone said drug of choice. My drug of choice is love. Jokes. Lessons you've learned from this year. I think I spoke about this a little bit already, kind of in saying like the advice I would give to myself. Lessons I've learned this year is setting boundaries for yourself means sometimes you have to cut off. Sometimes you have to be rude to people, and that's not you being a bad person. That's just you setting fucking boundaries for yourself, and boundaries are so important in protecting your own peace of mind, because not everyone is going to like you. Another thing I've learned is there's going to be a version of a story going around, and that's hard, but at the end of the day you know your truth, and that's the most important thing. And live in the present moment. Every day is all that we have. Honestly, just fucking enjoy life and just throw yourself in the deep end, and if you feel like you can't do something, you definitely can, so you just have to go for it. Hopes and aims for next year. I think I spoke about this a little bit as well. I want Subtle Poison to do well. I have some ill shit planned for that, so I'm really excited for that. I have it kind of like in the works already, and I think, like, don't get me wrong, I love the hoodies. I'm literally wearing one right now, but I just feel like this next kind of few bits that I'm working on, I'm so excited about, because I feel like it's actually me and actually like emulates I don't know if that's a word, but you know, captures my style and everything I stand for, so I think people are gonna really like that. So yeah, that's probably my hopes and aims. Favorite song of this year, I'm gonna have to say WAP. And actually, when my Spotify Wrapped came out, it was actually like the song that helped you through the year was WAP, and I was like, you know what, you're not fucking wrong. But no, to be honest, I think my favorite song of this whole year was Valentine's Day, Shameful by Kehlani. That shit cured me going through my breakup, so I'm gonna go with that. Hobbies besides skating, I decided today my favorite hobby that I picked up this year was minding my own business. I just mind my fucking own. I literally don't give a fuck about anyone else other than my friend. I don't care what people are doing on the internet. I literally don't give a fuck. I am out for me and me only and the people I care about, and that is it. How do you deal with cognitive dissonance from non-vegan? Okay, I think it means like people who aren't vegan in your family. Like, how do you deal with that? Honestly, I've learned like we can actually only control ourselves. Like, we can't control anyone else. You can't force a decision upon anyone else. I feel like honestly the most successful thing that you can do in trying to make somebody want to do something is just lead by example. Don't tell them to do it, just lead by example and just do it. And even now, sometimes like my family, like they're not vegan at all, but like sometimes they'll have vegan meals, or like they'll have like vegetarian meals, and like they wouldn't do that if I wasn't vegan. So you can't force anyone to do anything. You can literally only control yourself. That's another big thing that I've learned this year, is like you literally can't control anyone or anything but yourself. So stay the fuck in your own lane, do what's beneficial for you, even if people are trying to hurt you or trying to fucking tear you down. Mind your business, because that's probably going to annoy them even more. Are you always motivated to get up and dress nicely even during lockdown? Is it ever tough? Yeah, it's really tough sometimes, but you know what, I feel like it actually boosts my mood a lot. Like, I feel like it helps me, especially in the first lockdown. Like, literally, like knowing I was gonna get up and put a nice outfit on every day, like, would actually boost my mood so much. So I think knowing that that was gonna boost my mood. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some days I was like I can't do it, and then I'd be like really like just like not wanting to do it. That was hard, but eventually I was just, yeah, I don't know, I'd never force it. Like, if it wasn't something like that I felt like I wanted to do, or like if I felt like, oh, I don't want to do this, and I just wouldn't do it. There was days, don't get me wrong, where I sat in bed crying or like having a panic attack, so like I do have those days as well, but overall I think that it helps me, so that's why I do it. Okay, I feel like if I was actually going out tonight, I probably would have made more of an effort with my hair, because I've literally worn this hairstyle so much in the past few weeks. It's just so easy, and I feel like that's why I'm doing it tonight. Fave album. My favorite album of this year was either Miley Cyrus' Plastic Heart, that had me on my feels, or Kehlani. It was good until it wasn't. Got me through my breakup. It was so relatable for me. So yeah, and so was Plastic Hearts, to be honest. I feel like Plastic Hearts said to me, bitch, you have not dealt with this, and then like forced me to deal with it. Fave sex position. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into it. My favorite sex position is doggy. Yeah, doggy, and then like grab my neck kind of shit, you know. But I also do love a little titty suck, so I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go with doggy and like choke me daddy as my favorite sex position. I like them all. It depends what mood I'm in. It really depends. But I probably haven't had enough this year to be a good judge of that. So I probably don't even know anymore. Do you have a dancing background? I feel like this is probably in relation to dating. I don't think I need this in my hair today. We're going to the kitchen, and that shit makes your hair hard as fuck. And you know what? It's not worth it for the kitchen. So good night and God bless. Yeah, so I feel like this is in relation to skating. I feel like it's quite important what to dance, because loads of people always are like, oh my god, how did you get so good so quick? Which, like, thank you, I really appreciate that. Yes, I have a dancing background, very strong dancing background. I did ballet from the age of 3. Then I did Irish dancing, did Billy Barry, so I'm a Billy Barry kid, and I did Billy Barry until I was 16, until I got sick with my eating disorder. I'm gonna get the plat in and then come back. Okay, we've kick-started the plat, so I think I should be okay. So I have a very strong background in dancing, especially I feel having ballet is like key for all kind of dancers, so I think that's definitely helped me a lot with my roller skating. Also, I really want to get back into dancing. I feel like my roller skating has reminded me like how much moving my body and just dancing is so physical, and it's such a physical connection to your body, and I think it's been really healing for me this year. I've been doing kind of just stuff in my room or like in my kitchen. I was really looking into doing some pole dancing, so I might do that. How long have you been skating? It's actually crazy. Somebody asked me, or no, someone said I did that show a picture of thing, and then the other day someone showed a picture of your first day on skates. Now, to be fair, when I was a kid I rollerbladed, so I think that's why, like, me and my friend who lived on my road used to rollerblade around my estate for probably about 8 hours a day during the summer, and like we were really good at spins and all on the blades, so I feel like that's definitely helped. Yeah, I shared a picture of the first time I put my quads on, and last week, that was 16 weeks ago, so it's like 17 weeks now, so that's 4 and a bit months. I can't believe it's only been 4 months, because I feel like I've been skating my whole life, and I also don't think I can imagine my life without it now as well. Next question is the last question, and I'm still not finished my plat. It says, what used to be your favorite non-vegan food / meal? What was it? Maybe anything with cheese? I don't know. I feel like I don't have a favorite anymore, because like my favorite foods now are all vegan. Like I don't even know. There was never anything that I was like dying to eat. See, I never really liked meat. I feel like, and also I was like really struggling with an eating disorder for like my whole kind of teenage life, and that was before I went vegan. Guys, the plat is like do you know what, I'm just gonna bobbin it. I don't really remember like enjoying food, so I'll just say cheese. This has been a journey. I can't believe I just did my fucking plat. Look at the end. Anyway, who cares? I'm gonna do my lips now. Put my outfit on now and show you, because it's actually a really cute outfit, and I'm fucking sad that I have nowhere to go in it, but you know what, whatever. I'm gonna come back to you dressed to fuck out. I'm gonna finish my beer and we're gonna cheers to New Year's. Okay, I am back. I am finally New Year's glam, so happy fucking New Year's. And you know what, just as I was like finishing getting ready, I was like, I always get so emotional at New Year's. I don't know, it's obviously just the close of a chapter, and I feel like this year is just such a close of a chapter, like massively. I've done so much healing, particularly in the second half of the year, even in the past few weeks. So for me right now, it just feels like a huge just like close of the door, and I'm like so ready for like whatever is next, but also, as I said earlier, I'm just not expecting anything from it. I'm just grateful, very grateful for 2020. I feel like I've learned so much about myself, about other people, about the world. That's the end of my beer. Thank you 2020, and cheers.